Hey there, Contractor Cav here with Overseas Contractor Academy, and today we're going to be talking about deploying to the Middle East, and specifically what is the process you go through, or what most people go through when they're going to go work overseas. How are you prepared? How do you get your gear? All that stuff. And so that's what we're covering today. Stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing to know is the vast majority of people process through what's known as CRC, and that stands for CONUS Replacement Center. Now, if you're not in the military or you've never deployed before, that makes absolutely no sense to you. So let me explain. CONUS means the Continental United States, that's military speak, and replacement as in they're replacing the people that are coming back from the Middle East and back from deployment. So CONUS Replacement Center, and I think it's a pretty shitty acronym, quite honestly, and what they really are doing is preparing people to deploy over there. Okay, so I'm just going to go through this chronologically because CONUS Replacement Center, when you go to CRC, it's going to take you about a week. And so my thought was to just kind of give a brief intro. We'll do it day by day. In day one, it's basically arrival time, and you get a room assignment there in the barracks. It is multiple people per room. If you're really highfalutin, I've heard of a couple companies, like if you're really high up, they will actually get you a hotel off base in a rental car and you can drive to your training, but for the most part, everyone stays there. Okay, so day two is basically the big gathering of everyone that's arrived, which will be somewhere every single week. It's somewhere between 50 and 100 people. And they will, basically give you a briefing on the week ahead, like what are you gonna do, what day you're gonna do it, and all that kind of stuff. And so what are the rules? They tell you where you can go on the base and what's the layout of the base, and give you a little map to get around and tell you how you get to and from all these briefings and trainings that you're about to endure, because it's kind of like death by PowerPoint. And so yeah, they give you all the rules and all that kind of stuff. And day two, as I recall, is when you go do your commercial medical stuff. Now, what's going to happen is, more than likely, your company is going to contract somebody off base to process your medical stuff. Now, some people were able to do that at home, but there's a lot of government forms, and a lot of times, your typical corner clinic, they're not used to seeing these Department of Defense forms, and you get doctors like, I'm not sure I want to sign that. So it's kind of a pain in the ass. I've managed it like one time out of all the times that I've deployed overseas. I've managed it just like one time. Okay, so day three is you all go, and I could be getting the orders wrong, or they may change the order from when I did it. It's up to the people down there to decide how they want to do business, but whatever. Day three for me was CIF, which is your central issuing facility. You go down to CIF in the morning. So I'm skipping over, there's a bunch of other little briefings you go to and classes and whatever. But the main thing is you go to CIF and you get your gear issued. And what that's going to be is generally 1 or 2 duffel bags full of just like stuff. And it's going to be your body armor and helmet and chemical gear and chemical gloves and boots and just canisters for the air thing. And quite honestly, this is just me being real. Like 10 years, I never took a damn thing out of the bag. So CIF is in the morning, and then in the afternoon, sorry, I have to look at my notes, I'm cheating. Then they hit you with all this other kind of training that you got to do. And so this is your first introduction to CBTs, and God forbid the military not have a friggin' acronym for something, I swear. Like the military would stop functioning if they didn't have an acronym. But CBTs are computer-based trainings. And when I first started, CBTs were ballpark like 12 hours worth of them that you had to cram in during the week. So basically each night, if you didn't do them all before you got there, then you had to do them all at night when you were done working or in your off time or whatever. So you'd spend an hour and a half or 2 hours at night doing those damn things. Well, now they're up to 30 friggin' hours. So yeah, you have to do those things, and they have a computer lab for you to go to, but of course half the time the computers are broken or the printer's broken or there's not seats, and so it becomes this very stressful pain in the butt thing. But just knock it out, because again, keep that goal in mind, like I'm about to be on a 6-figure salary. I'm just about there. And so just push through it, get through this one damn week, just do it, and then get over there and make the big bucks. Okay, so day 4 is the government medical thing that I mentioned. And so here's where they basically throw everyone on buses and you go down to the base hospital and they just kind of herd you all through. And imagine like 100 people showing up at some local clinic all at once. So at any rate, you go on day 4 and that's when they process you for the medical. They're checking over everything the commercial thing did and doing anything they have to do, and they put all your vitals like into a computer, and literally they've now got some program that spits out whether or not you're deployable or not, and it takes into account like your age and your vitals and all this other stuff. So yeah, that's that day, and believe me, it's a lot of stress, and there's always some crap that has to be signed. So the commercial medical offices, those businesses literally have shuttle buses sitting outside in the parking lot, and they will run you back to the clinic to have to do stuff, because the clinic's like 15-20 minutes away and you're at medical literally like 7 or 8 hours goofing around that damn hospital. But that's medical, and believe me, when you finish that day, you are so glad, because right now 90% of the people that are being weeded out, it's because of medical. Okay, day 5 is basically finalizing everything and even more training. I think we did some kind of a friggin' rollover training that they strap you into these giant simulators for SUVs. But anyway, everyone has to go through that, and then it's basically get all your crap done. And so for me, get all your crap done literally meant like 10 straight hours of computer-based training. Finally finished it all, got it all signed off, and so then I was ready for day 6, which is basically your final clearance. All right, now day 6, final clearance. You wake up in the morning, you've got everything done, and what you're waiting for is called your golden ticket. And what that is literally a yellow sheet of paper that has signed off. You've met all requirements, all the medical, all the training, all the everything. You're good to go. And so now you start getting your flight briefing. You get manifested, and you have to get all your shit weighed, all your bags weighed, and all that kind of stuff, and checked in. So that's day 6, and then day 7 is when you finally fly out, and believe me, you're friggin' grateful when it's done. You probably haven't slept, and you've been so busy trying to get all this damn computer-based trainings out of the way, all the stress of the medical, so it is a relief to finally be done. Finally, just get on that plane and like get to where you're going so you can start your job and start making 6 figures. Okay, so that's it, the CRC. These requirements are constantly changing, so this may not be up to date just a year from now, but for now, this is the process. You know, just look at it as a step you gotta go to. Roll up your sleeves, get your ass to work, find yourself a job, go through CRC, deploy, and make that big friggin' bank, man. Change your life, all right? Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.